All right, guys. Hey, we're going to do some Spelljammer Combat and Exploration ship token art today. We're going to create the Warbird. So give me a moment here to check my signal. I'm going to go through my intro spiel, and then we're going to get to work here for a couple hours, I guess. Hold on real quick. Mic check, mic check. 1, 2, 3. Hold on real quick. Mic check. Yeah, there we go. Sounds like we're coming through A-okay. Let me go ahead and punch the alerts out across the interwebs to say hey to all. So let's see, post, link, post. I'm going to go ahead and go through my intro spiel to distract you for a moment while I press a bunch of buttons. So, hey, my name is Phil Kearney. I create role-playing games, I illustrate them, and I publish them online. I've been focusing attention on Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition here since the release of Guildmaster's Guide to Ravnica back in 2017. I think that was when it was released. It was the first setting that Wizards took the lore and world building from Magic the Gathering and translated it into Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition. And I was excited because I thought there would be more conversation about color mana that was first introduced in the plane shift documents that are on DMsGuild, but there weren't any mechanics for it in Guildmaster's Guide. So I realized that they're going to attempt to minimize the mechanics in any system to conform with what's in the core rulebooks, instead of what 3rd edition did, which was expand on core rules to incorporate new ideas to expand the scope of 5e. So that's what us homebrewers do. So I developed a color mana spell point variant rules, published it on DMsGuild, which is linked down below, and from there I just kept building stuff. So our current project is Spelljammer. Let's see, I've been working on this this document here for the past, well, basically since Spelljammer got released, and I've been building a campaign to use these mechanics on in my lunchtime streams, the Spelljammer Eberron Asteroid Belt campaign. But this is a deep dive into 5e mechanics, spellcasting, and adventuring from the Player's Handbook, the Dungeon Master's Guide, Tasha's Cauldron, everything, and other supplements that have come out, and translates those different mechanics meant for characters at the 5-foot scale and expanded them up for fighter ships at the 50-foot scale and vessels at the 500-foot scale, and then exploration at the 1 mile and larger scale up to 100 million miles, which is what you can travel per day in a spelljamming ship when you're traveling between worlds. So once we playtest the thing, it works. We hire an editor, Adam Hancock, to help us edit the document. Ukulele Bard, Joseph Vargas, was a critical help in me making sure that the mechanics on this system worked well. He'd been helping me in the in-command mass combat system we were developing, and this is a vehicle combat system that developed out of those mass combat rules that then have an even deeper dive because of the unique physics and nature of Spelljammer and Astral Sea campaign that we have then spent 100 some odd pages here fleshing out to be a fully functioning campaign toolkit for anybody that's interested in homebrewing and running Spelljammer at their own home table. And the last 20 pages of this document is a conversion guide using our mechanics in this book to demonstrate how Light of Xeraxis would be different if you were to use these mechanics. And that's what we've been doing off screen, and we are about half page away from being done with this. All I have to do is resolve the crowning moments and how the characters attacking the Citadel modify the events in Chapter 11, which we should be able to resolve in this single column. And then that will conclude the book. I can get rid of all of this extra scrap, and we'll officially be done with the conversion. We'll be focusing solely, both on screen and off, on getting all the artwork dropped into the document, which we've done a number of streams for. You can check that stuff out if you want to like and subscribe and hit the bell icon. You can get notifications in the future when we're live. Here's a full playlist of all the episodes prior to now, all 320 other episodes up to date. Big shout out. I'm on Twitter. If you want to get notifications, you can follow me at Phil Kearney. Big shout out to the Spelljammer community for being so interested in the work that I do and having such awesome ideas that just further inspire me to create more stuff. And hey, Chronix, how you doing, my guy? So yeah, we're going to build a Warbird. So if you this book cover we created back around episode 40, which you can see here in the playlist. Let's get that out of the way. And okay, so Warbirds was basically here's the Spelljammer archives for it. This came from the Dungeon magazine during third edition, when Dungeon and Polyhedron magazine fused together. There was like I forget the name of the adventure. It was like the something about moon elves. Anyway, one of the ships that they had in there, illustrated by Scott Schomburg, is this Warbird, which is basically a 50-foot scale version of the word I'm looking for is Star Moth. So let's go up to the compilation page that I built, and here's where this is all coming from. So what I had been doing, I didn't know about the Warbird, honestly, until last week. So when I was building out this document and we were creating ships, I built a compilation page here. Where is the compilation page? I haven't had a chance to check you out yet. Hey, right on. Let's see. Down here. Beep, 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 beep. This will be on Dungeon Masters, on the DMsGuild when it's done. And if you check out any of the links to other stuff, you'll see I have extensive previews of all the works that I do. But okay, so here's the a comparison and basically user guide to each of these ships. In the previous page, we have basic mechanics, and I've already updated this to Warbird. But this was previously, I had a flitter because I knew about the Elven Man of War, which is here. And I knew about the Elven Flitter, but in the second edition, the Elven Flitter is only 20 feet long. And I wanted a larger craft. It just happens to turn out that I just found out about the Warbird. The Warbird fits the same size as this, but this isn't what I want a Warbird to look like. It doesn't match the cool factor that Scott brought to us. So I'm just going to take... I'll take some time here to rebuild this thing. So that's what we're going to do. We are going to rebuild. And then we already have plans. Here, I'll show you. We already have plans, and I've talked about this before. But I want to create the Armada. And the Armada was in Spelljammer. It's a 500-foot ship. And as you can see here, there's these little craft. These are what flitters actually are. And the flitters are basically 20 by 20 ships. Very, very small craft. If we go back over here, the flitters are supposed to be roughly the size of this skiff. So the skiff this fills a 20-foot space. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1 square equals 5 feet on these. But again, I didn't know about that, and I wanted a chunkier ship. So I had made the decision early on to make the flitter a 50-foot craft. But again, lo and behold, there's already a 50-foot craft that was created in that Polyhedron magazine called the Warbird. So we are now creating the Warbird. Once this Spelljammer document is finished, this is going to be one of the first additional projects that we do, which is create an armada, create a dwarven fortress, a dwarven citadel, as well as the ogre mammoth. Those are 3 500-foot scale ships, like command craft or carrier ships that are beyond the scope of what Spelljammer's Adventures in Space, as presented by Wizards of the Coast, accommodates. But we already have the mechanics for ships up to 500 feet in scale. There just aren't any in Spelljammer's Adventures in Space. So I only went with the largest ships that they had in there, which were the Hammerhead ships and the Squid ships here, which are 250 feet in length. And you can see all the weapons. Like, these things are all these ships are covered in weapons. Because in the system that we created, it allows all the characters to use their action economy together to order different siege crews to be able to attack with these siege weapons multiple times per round, just like multi-attacks that fighters get. We've talked about those mechanics in different videos that I've published. You can check my videos tab in the on my YouTube channel here to see all of the pre-built content that I had provided. But I want to use this general wing format here for the Star Moth, and then translate that down into the Warbird. So without further ado, I'm going to really look forward to building this, because we already have deck plans for all the ships that are in Spelljammer's Adventures in Space that are provided in the document for by Wizards of the Coast. But all the stuff that they don't have, you need to build floor plans for. So it's going to be really fun building out this, the Dwarven Citadel, the Ogre Mammoth. Those are all going to be really fun projects to do. But don't want to get too far ahead of ourselves. We still got to get this actual book published. So taking that to heart, I'm just going to start crafting. So let's duplicate this layer and conceal that one. And we're going to spend, I've got a 20-minute timer going. I've got about an hour and a half of playtime today. I don't know if that'll be sufficient for us to finish this project or not, but I'm going to try. And then we have illustrations of the flitter, and what was the flitter, what will now be the Warbird. We have to swap out the artwork for this, which will be easy to do. We can just cut and paste. But there's about 20 maps and illustrations throughout the book that include the now Warbird. Luckily, none of them are actual illustrations. That I don't have to repaint the entire thing to accommodate the new style that we're going with. So I'm thankful for that. But there are a lot of maps and tactical samples that will need to be adjusted. So I don't think I'm going to bore anyone with that. But we only have that one column of text left in the Light of Xyraxis conversion guide, which is the second appendix of the book that we're releasing. And we should have that finished probably in an hour or two today. And then that officially finishes all the text for this book. And we can then focus on integrating the artwork into the pages, string up all the hyperlinks so that you can use the table of contents and navigation board in the PDF document. And we need to package all of the artwork into a zip file that'll be included with the book when people purchase it. And there's about 80 tokens between ships, creatures, and NPCs from Light of Xyraxis, which we've created the artwork for all those here on stream. So if you're interested in seeing that, just go jump into the full playlist that I showed down in the description down below. And it'll be marked like ship tokens or NPC tokens, creature tokens. It's all there for folks to check out if you want. And I'm going to leave those up as a playlist for folks, and I'll link that in the product page once this publishes. So that'll be a lot of fun. We're gonna put giant razor blades along the inside of these this blade, like basically like a giant scimitar. The slashing rams. Hold on, where am I trying to go with this? Beep, 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 beep. There aren't a lot of slashing rams present in the game currently. Starmoth has them. Let's see, who else has slashing rams? I know the turtle does along its fins. These are basically giant axe blades here and here that it can use as slashing weapons during melee attacks. Does anyone else have slashing rams? Oh yeah, the slashing ram here on the arrow. It's just basically a giant razor blade along the edge of the ship's wings, which are used to damage ships as you do flyby attacks, basically. Let's see. Yeah, no one else has them other than the Starmoth has a giant blade on the front end of its ship. Here, I'll show you that real quick from the book cover. There you go. See, this is basically just a massive cutlass that's mounted to the front of the ship as it's obviously toppling the side of this Neogi Nautiloid ship as it's attempting to grapple and contain the Starmoth. That's basically just going to carve through the ship if it's not stopped. It does 3 times the damage of a normal melee attack if it's actually ramming. So that's a lot. We've talked about ram mechanics in past episodes as well. You can check that out. But once this thing is finished, we're going to do like a director's cut walkthrough of the entire book. That'll be something that I do during lunchtime streams. But get that out of the way and get back. So this whole thing along here, that's just going to be a slashing blade. It'll do D4 times 10 damage. And if it's actually in a ram attack, it'll be able to do 3 times the damage that it normally would be able to do. So it'd be 3d4 times 10 damage, which is actually pretty significant. So these things are dangerous. And in the Light of Xeraxis conversion, hold on, I want to make this. I can expand this out here like this. I build the silhouette first, and then I flip the silhouette over here so it's symmetrical. And then I will build the interior of it. Here you can see I have deck plans for the previous model, so we'll have to supplement and rebuild the interior deck plan. And once we finish doing that, we will redo the color and make all that work. So it's a process, and it'll take a couple hours to finish it, but it's worth it. And that will open up the door for me to be able to accurately... The last thing I want... It would suck to have had this published, to then realize that the Warbird exists, and for me to have to basically reformat the book and then republish it with correct information. It'll add a day or so of production time for me to create this and then update all the artwork in the book. But I would rather do that now than release it and then realize that it could have been better. So there are technically no deadlines for publishing this, but I am anxious to get this off my plate. I stream 6 days a week, Monday through Friday, and then this is my Saturday workbench. Monday through Friday in the mornings, I have a couple hours that I spend, and has been spent doing Spelljammer art for the past year. But prior to that, we were creating maps for the Eberron adventure that we're going to be publishing. And so on the 19th, a week from Monday, we are going back to Eberron in the morning, because by the 19th, this book should be published. And if for some reason this book isn't published yet, I'm still going to be doing Eberron art in the morning. And we should be, if it isn't published by the 19th, it should be published by the 20th, maybe 21st, which is, 2 or 3 weeks later than I wanted to publish it. But I can't publish it any faster than it can be created, which is, sad that this is a side hustle. Otherwise, I could be doing this 8 hours a day, and I'd be able to hammer out these books a lot faster than I do. But on the other hand, when I slow cook a book like this, and I notice that there's a flaw, I'm thankful that it cooked so slowly so that I had time to see the mistakes before it published. So I'd rather it be good. I'd rather it be great upon publication because I took the time, instead of it being okay and spat out first, or even just good and got it out the door as fast as I could. Like, maybe when this is my full-time job, I'll be a little bit more concerned about deadlines. But since I can treat this like a hobby for now, I can be a perfectionist. I know there's a slew of people that are anxious to have this in their hands, and I apologize to those folks. Thanks for the support, everyone. This really is going to be I'm really excited about sharing this. Even if you don't like everything that's in the book, it's all piecemeal. You can take chunks of it and ignore the rest. Like, you could use the weapon damage and ignore everything else in this book if you wanted to. You could use the ship rolls that I offer in this book and ignore everything else. But if you use everything together, it creates a really different feeling to your campaign. We did a lot of playtesting for these for the ship mechanics actually in a modified Descent into Avernus campaign, which was super fucking fun. It would take probably 2 years for me alone to build out a complete conversion guide, making Descent into Avernus a Spelljammer first campaign. But by God, that would be fun. that would legitimately be super fun. But it's such a colossal project. It would just take forever for me to finish it, and I don't know. If I run out of stuff to do, that is absolutely something I can do. The Light of Xeraxis guide was a big eye-opener for me on the processes of creating adventures for 5e. I've never actually published an adventure, So this is my the Lives of Axis conversion guide here is the first opportunity for me to do so, which is perfect because we're going to start doing layouts for the Eberron adventure here pretty soon. And all the skills that I've been accumulating here working with the Lives of Axis conversion guide are going to be directly transferable to publishing the Eberron adventure. So this has been a really great learning opportunity for me in a very, very gentle environment that has allowed me to accumulate the skills that I needed to be able to keep moving forward and basically improving my game. Speaking of games, the Eberron asteroid campaign that we built for Spelljammer, we are going to... Oh, that looks pretty good. Let's grab this. Grab a bit of that. Copy, paste. Free trans... Nope. Let's do that. Then we'll copy this. Free transform. I want this to... like that. I'll do like this. Yeah, that feels pretty good. Let's curve that out, make it smooth. This thing's big enough to be a yacht. Like, you could live on this thing for, like, a while. Carve that so it's nice and elegant angles. Just like that. There we go. I like this song. How's that angle so smooth? 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60. It's bigger than it's even listed as. It's listed as 60 feet. I'm just modifying it down to 50 instead. So, because anything that's larger than 50 feet becomes a vessel and would occupy a 2x2 space at the 50-foot scale. If I keep this within 50 feet, it's a single square at 50 feet. So that is what I want to do. There. That feels pretty good. Let's just grab this up. We're going to copy, conceal, paste, paste, free transform, flip vertical, let's notice our flaws. Smooth that out. I only work in raster. I recognize the value of vector, but it's not a skill set. I don't want to... Having more skills makes you a more rounded artist, but there's also how much time does it take to get good with another form of medium that could be invested in just further improving the art, the medium that I prefer to work in. I don't see myself becoming a vector artist in any stretch of the imagination over time. So it's a limited skill set that has very specific, like it'd be useful here, but only here. Being a vector artist certainly wouldn't help me with like the actual page illustrations, which are all raster nature. But I occasionally get questions about, vectoring ship art and stuff like that, and it's just, or like system maps, like vector seems to have more value in this Spelljammer campaign than any other type of campaign that I've ever seen before. So for a little while there, I was thinking about vector, but then I was like, that's just going to take too long. There we go. A song chop. Not bad. Let's add our grid back in to make sure we're on point. Not bad. Once the silhouette feels good, it gets a lot easier to fill in all of the details. There we go. Smooth that out there like that. Ear bits. That's feeling pretty good. Very similar. Okay, I'm very, very happy with that. Duplicate, and then free transform. Flip vertical. I hear you. Thank you. Merge those down. Making sure it has a fairly unique silhouette, and it's very different from the spiderling. So, yeah, good. Okay, cool. I think this is. I think we're going to be okay here. So I think I can move into. Yeah. Okay. So from here we can move into floor plans. So let's take all this and drop it into the trash can. Trash. R-E-F. There. Let's see. Do I need that? Before I proceed, do I need to thicken up the wings? Thicken up that wing a bit. There we go. I'm leaning into my screen a lot. That's not good. I need to zoom. There we go. Oh, right on, guy. Thanks for swinging by, Chronix. There. Feels pretty good. What happens if what happens if I do that? I don't hate that. It does need to be thicker, though. Let's go back to that. Yeah, it needs a thick support because it's a giant blade it's going to be attacking with. It has to a 5 foot thick base will be a lot stronger than a 2 foot. There. Whew, yeah, that feels pretty good. Cool. All right, so we can then grab this again and pre-transform, flip horizontal, flip vertical, and pull that down to there. Perfect. Merge. Toss this into the trash. Okay, next question. Do I want to thicken up this wing? this adds to the quality. Does that make it look cooler or not? So kind of like that. Kind of like it. We do like that. Nice and elegant curve. But stout, so that it's strong. There we go. Do that. Copy, paste, paste. Free transform. Flip. Vertical. Down, look for the flaws. Correct those. I think this looks better. Just to be sure. What happens if we do this? Oh, I think that looks even cooler. All right, so that's that. I think that's what we're gonna go with our final design, like that. Yeah. That actually feels really fucking cool. Okay, cool. So let's go with that, and then we will grab and pick up this here, copy, paste, paste, free transform, flip, vertical, here. Those down. Aha. Nice. Okay, that is on point. That is on point. We can merge those down. Hell yeah, man. What a beast. Okay, cool. So let's start. Let's get this stuff out of the way, and then we can toss this into the trash. Let's see. Next thing we need to do is deck plan. Free transform. No. We want to select modify contract. These are joints that open up like this. So you got a 10-foot space that you can pour troops out of. So this is a carrier ship and a gunboat. So again, I don't need to. I can build this by just creating one half of it, and then duplicating the silhouette onto the other side. So right now we are building out the interior deck plan for the ship. So it's less pixelated. This will take, what is it, 10:30? This will probably doing the floor plan like this will probably take the rest of the hour that I have. I have an hour left, so this will probably finish that out, and then we'll be able to colorize. We'll have to get this colorized ASAP. So off screen today, I'm going to finish the text for Light as Araxis. And when we come back on Monday morning, we'll finish the color art for this token. And once we do, we can swap out all of the artwork on the other pages that have the former flitter and then replace that with this Warbird. Save that. Okay, that looks good for a door. Over here. Here, like that. This. There we go. There, like that. Reinforce that bit there. Nice and strong. Thank you, Timely Timer. 40 minutes left on the block. Keep moving forward. Yeah, that feels pretty good. Check, check, check. Do it like that. I'm really poking my face in. I do that. I'm not sure why I do that. I'm still figuring that out. Let's see. That feels really, really good. All right, so let's start building some interior stuff. Pretty open deck plan you got going on here, buddy. We're doing it differently. We're not doing the open deck plan. Yeah, like that. There we go. Weapon, helm. Helm goes here, weapon goes here. No, weapon and then helm, and then open space. Yeah, I think I'm okay with that. I want to thin that out just a touch. Yeah, that feels pretty good. Safely merge that down. Let's duplicate and then free transform. Flip vertical. Bird. Perfect. Cool. We can merge that down. Good. Transform, flip horizontal. There. Merge down. Now we have a door. Yeah. Thin that window like that. Thin. Yeah. Nice. There we go. Good strong point. Good strong point. Zoom in so I don't press my face against the screen. It's like inches away from my face. There we go. That feels about right. There we go. One, two, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, If I needed to, I could fit 16 people inside of the belly of this, and then we'll also have a top deck. So there's going to be plenty of like, this is a good landing craft because you can just dump a bunch of crew out onto a ship. So like see, here we show what was the Star Moth, what will become the Warbird, dumping out crew onto the deck. With the wider payload, we'll be able to have more troops disembarking. We have... Yeah, that's what we want to do. That lines up pretty nicely, I gotta say. Not perfectly though. Let's keep adjusting. That's pretty good. Yeah, I think I can do okay with that. Not bad. Let's blow this back out. There we go. That's the easiest solution. think that fits okay. Opens. Yeah, that'll work. Dive into here, just a little closer. Almost there, stay on target. I still got 20 minutes. Nice. All right, cool. So that's a good frame. We can free transform, flip vertical. Perfect. Drop that back down to there. And now we're going to do this. Free transform. This opens. Disembark. Troops head out. There you go. So yeah, that works. Trash. That's not a bad idea. There, we'll merge that down. Good. And here. Good. Here. And we paste, free transform, flip vertical. Good. There. That feels right. see. I could. Disembark, disembark. Yeah, it's better to have those disembarking that way. That means I need some symmetry here. That. Merge those down, duplicate that layer. Make that 21 pixels, and let's see how that sits. Yeah, literally sits perfectly. Not bad. Duplicate for transform. Hit flip horizontal. There. Then here. Here again. Merge. Not bad. I'm good with that. That's a passive. That's a hatch that leads upward to the top deck, which we'll be building here in a few. Let's merge these down. Merge. go. Nice. You can merge that stuff together. Whoa. Not bad. All right, so let's see. I'm going to paste, free transform, flip vertical. Yeah. Good. Merge down. Kick this to the trash. All right, so we have an interior deck plan now. Yeah, I'm pretty hip with that. So drop this back down to here. We're here. Arcane Cannon sitting very nicely. Good. And then the helm. Good. Gear. Not bad. All right, so next thing we need to do is build the upper deck. So I'm going to drop this down a bit. I'm going to grab build a frame here. that. There we go. Taper that off. Oh shit. Alright. Alright, 20 minutes left. That. This rounds around here like this. So we'll be able to put the ballista like here. Maybe we can have a harpoon flingers here and here. Yeah, more or less. That feels pretty good. Let's grab all that. That feels pretty good. So we'll merge that down. So far, so good. Let's see if we can do this. Wow, yes I can. Where's down? Two. Okay, so we can push this out. Yeah, like that. Ballista. Ballista goes here. So that means we want to push this out. Transform. Good. Good. Okay, that'll work. Merge down. Duplicate that layer. Free transform. Flip vertical. There. Now we have a topside battle deck. Cool. We can merge that there. Merge. Ballast done. Let's push the helm forward just a touch. And then yeah, there we go. Nice. Gear checks out. Don't need to have the helm apparent when we're doing the overhead because the helm is interior, so you can't see it from the overall deck plan. The exterior deck plan, that is. Let's take this ballista and make it just a bit bigger. It looks so fucking perfect. Oh, God, I'm so glad this happened. So glad this happened. Let's see. I think we need to... How did we do the arrow? Not apparent in the deck plans, only in the color. Okay. Oh, God damn, this is gonna be fun. All right, cool. So I'm gathering my strength here to, well, it's 11:32. Oh my God, it's 11:32. All right, it's time for me to bounce. We've made good progress today, folks. We have the deck plan basically figured out for it. When we come back, we're going to have to start colorizing this guy. We've got our gear resolved. We've got our black and white resolved. Sitting very, very pretty. Oh man, what a Warbird. What an appropriate title. Hell yeah. All right. So we're going to have this as our BW. We'll have to fix the wings on the profile, but that'll be okay. And this will be deck plan. Simple design. I love it. Just love it. Color. Got our gear. Very simple deck plan. There we go. Save. Deck plan is good. Gear is good. So next thing we need to is we'll need to fix the colorization here, but that honestly shouldn't be too difficult. It'll be fun to do it. So we are going. Yeah, this is where we'll pick up next time. We need to colorize this. I think we can scrap this for parts and break it, break it apart and then pull it back together again using the color schemes. So this is what we'll do on Monday when we're back for more live streaming, and I'm looking forward to it. So I'll see you. Okay, great. So if you guys think this stuff is cool, thanks a lot. Like, subscribe, hit the bell icon, get notifications of when we are live in the future. I don't think I'm going to have anything published for tomorrow. I've got a lot on my plate today, so I won't have time to make a video for Sunday. So, but we should be back next Sunday with a video. But and then we'll be back on we'll be back on Monday in the morning to do more of this, and then we'll be back at Monday at lunch to continue building out our spell list for the Eberron Spelljammer Asteroid Belt campaign, and Monday night we'll be back to do Eberron creature tokens. So, all right, I'll see you everybody. I'll see everybody on Monday. Thanks a lot.